To welcome our very own dancing queen, Karen Hardy! I love that opening sequence. How much did you enjoy dancing through the decades at Wembley on Saturday, Karen?
Absolutely amazing. And I think what we probably need to do is count how many times I'm going to say absolutely and amazing throughout this talk today.
Yeah, quite a few. We've got a little thing that goes ting, ting every time you say it.
Yes.
Let's start with Nikki and Karen. Did they deserve to be in the bottom two, in your eyes, Karen?
No. I just got confused again about the reference of the retraction.
Yes, OK, so Craig said there wasn't enough retraction, and then Len was saying it's more like rock and roll jive. Yeah. Who was right?
It's all relative to the speed of the music. As soon as it gets over a certain speed, the retraction is taken away, and you physically, you flick away, you create the rock and roll effect. I will give it a quick go-to, but before I do that, I want you to see, there was so much content in this choreography. There were chassis, there were walks, there were chicken walks, there were, you know, underarm turns. It was beautiful jive content, but it had the rock and roll essence to it. And I would have liked them to have picked up more on the content rather than, you know, they didn't understand that the music really was way too fast and there would have been no opportunity for retraction, as I'm about to show you.
Oh, she's going to demonstrate.
I will try.
Hardy's taking
I may launch my shoes across the studio.
I'm excited by the prospect.
So,
go.
The normal idea, let's say a kickball change, you can see that my knees are coming up. Yeah,
coming back up.
Once it gets faster, once it gets faster, the foot just kicks away.
Okay, look
Can you see that?
Ladies and gentlemen, it's a beautiful thing.
That is enough for today.
Thank you.
Right.
OK, let's talk about Denise and James and their Charleston. Was it the best Charleston on Strictly ever in your eyes?
Oh, James is going to get me in the corridor here because I have to say...
Yes.
Chris Hollins and Ola was my favourite.
I know. A lot of people have said that.
Technically, though, she was miles ahead of everybody.
Right.
Have a look at this that we got here.
Denise.
Now, it looks really simple.
Yeah.
Now, move the head, circle the arm, kick the leg in and out. Oh, and jump up and down at the same time.
Yeah.
Absolutely impossible. And it's the finale. It's coming towards the end, and she's got the big lift that was quite a nerve-wracking moment. You would think she'd be absolutely exhausted. She delivered it with such style and pizzazz. I loved it.
Well done,
absolutely
Denise. Amazing.
Ding, ding.
Ding. There we go. Ting, ting more. Lisa and Robin and their samba. Such an opening to the show. It was incredible. She gave a great performance. Len said she needs to polish a little bit on her technique.
Yep. Technique, and as we're going through the ranks now, is really, really important. Samba and jive, body weight is over the balls of the feet, and the knees are really soft and compressed. So we should have been seeing great big long back leg lines. Rumbas and cha-chas are more upright and straight, so it creates a locked leg and a hip action. Now, she was very upright, so it just looked a bit static almost. But another absolutely amazing. To open with this number, my gosh, it was incredible.
And she was really moved, wasn't she?
For
the crowd.
She launched that show in absolute style. But as the competition goes on now, attention to the technical elements, because the audience will vote on the performance, but the judges will be hitting in on these technical elements
always
now.
with the technical elements. Kimberly and Pasha and their samba. How clever was Pasha's choreography, and how well did our Kimble cope with such a tricky dance?
Oh, she managed it brilliantly. In this dance, she took on what I love to say, the samba rolls, one of the most difficult dance steps that we do in samba, and it's this action there, which is brilliant. And then to top it all, they go into natural rolls as well. Very, very difficult to do. Why is it difficult? Because it's in the Latin dances, it's when we have full body contact, okay? One of them goes wrong in a samba roll, it can all fall apart. And we potentially don't see many celebrities ever take that sort of choreography on.
Lewis and Flavia and their American Smooth. Now, was it an American Smooth? Was it a quick step? What did you make of it all?
Okay, putting my technical hat on.
Yes,
in American Smooth, there are only 4 dances that we use for it. It's a foxtrot, a waltz, a Viennese waltz, or a tango.
A tango?
Right, and they form the foundations of the dance, and then we're allowed to separate away underarm turns and the big lifts to make it all the Fred and Ginger approach. Now, she has taken a huge gamble using the quick step because we just never use the quick step, okay? However, I'm all for it because, you know what, taking a gamble can go one way or the other. On this occasion, it didn't go her way, but taking gambles in life can make you a front runner. If you looked at what we had here, it was a first-class quick step. They're not breaking away and hold, something like that. She could have done with going into a promenade position or just breaking away from him, but she's kept the entire routine in closed hold until really just at the end, and a little breakaway there. Did they pull it off, the big gamble? In my opinion, on this one occasion, sadly, no.
Michael and Natalie and his American Smooth. Everybody was expecting great things from Michael here because we know this is a style that really suits him. But, I mean, did we expect anything so good?
I never expected this from Michael. It was incredible. Big, absolutely amazing to Natalie for creating that. But do you know what? This was very clever music because it literally told you what to do. You know, dun, 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 dun. It's telling you, kick the legs, attack it, present it, whoosh it, Tiller Girls in the background. I mean, they literally stole the show. Incredible. One little thing we'll pick up on is, you know, the pivot turns there, a little bit hunched over, coming back into hold. But do you know what? At Wembley, you forgive those things like that.
Yeah.
When we're away from Wembley, they're going to be looking closer. Look at it. Look at the kicks.
No.
Oh, I wish my legs were
on
that
the
high.
third one in at the back. Yeah. In my dreams. Victoria and Brendan and their paso doble. Now, Bruno said that her shaping wasn't so great and the stag jumps were too ambitious. I think I know what the stag ones where she leapt across. Was her paso intense?
It didn't have the intensity, but I think the entire, you know, the British flag, the bicycle, Wembley, the paso doble actually got a little bit lost. So in reference to Bruno, which I absolutely loved what he picked up on, he talked about the arms, which is a major technical element we must understand. So the elbow in paso doble is always higher than the wrist. So you're creating these flamenco arms and using the arms. So even if I elevate upwards, the arms are working there. Now, what can tend to happen if the hand leads, it goes almost American Smooth. And as you see here, you see it's a bit soft and a bit flowy. You know, the elbow needed to be leading and then create the whip, the flick of the skirt attitude is what it needed rather than the gracefulness of it. It's a shame because actually I think that the content of the choreography was brilliant. There were twists in it, there was great choreography, but there was something very interesting and very, very difficult. Musically, it started with what we call the 8 beats. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It changed halfway through to 6 beats and then it goes back again to 8 beats. Now, choreographically, that means it will limit Brendan with the steps that he can choose. So with that song, it was quite restrictive as well as to the great paso steps. I would have liked a bit more stamping and a little bit more attitude. You know, the real gypsy lady is what I would have liked.
Danny and Vincent and their quick step. Len said it had both quantity of steps and quality of movement. How well did they do to cover that vast floor at Wembley?
10!
10, yes!
10!
Lots of people saying it's undermarked. We'll discuss this later.
Absolutely. The first reason it's undermarked, Smurf and Smurfette went 1.5 times around that floor. How on earth they did that? And I can tell you how they did it.
Yeah.
We talked previously about using the standing leg. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I remember.
Now, we've had tall celebrities on the show that couldn't even make it across the BBC stage here. We've got Wembley here, where round they go. It's the use of the standing leg. And what I also loved about this routine, he was so cool and calm. He goes, oh, you know what, let's just play around slowly in front of the judges here. I've got all the time. And hey, let's speed it up a bit and off we're going to go across the room. And oh, you know, I'm just going to do a little slow, quick, and boom, hey, back to centre stage.
Brilliant.
It was, the choreography was loaded with so much. It was incredible. I absolutely loved it. It was amazing. Absolutely amazing.
Ting, ting, ting. You are absolutely incredible and amazing. Karen Hardy! Love her, love her. On Saturday night, Team Smurfs rocked blue for pink.